We have the incredible privilege this week to read Parshas Eikev. And towards the end of the Parsha, the Torah relates, Moshe Rabbeinu relates on behalf of HaKadosh Baruch Hu what becomes known as the second paragraph of Kriyas Shema, the paragraph that begins V'haya'im Shamoa. And the theme of this paragraph is profound yet incredibly simple. The Torah says, V'haya'im Shamoa tishmua mitzvosai. If you will listen to the mitzvos, HaKadosh Baruch Hu promises us that the world will react to us a certain way, in a positive way, when we behave in a spiritually positive way. Conversely, the opposite is true as well, which is that if we don't follow in the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we don't adhere to mitzvahs, we don't build lives of spirituality, then the world will respond to us in a negative way as well. So whereas we begin, V'haya'im shamoa tishmua mitzvosai, if you listen to the mitzvos, ultimately, again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the world, right, will experience all this physical bounty. So remember then in Parak Yud Aleph, Pasuk Yizayin, chapter 11, verse 17, the Torah says that if we don't listen to Hashem, V'chara av Hashem bachem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will get angry at us. V'yatzaras hashamayim v'lo yeh matar, He will go ahead and literally stop up the heavens and there will not be rain. V'adama lo sitenes yivulo, and ultimately the earth will not produce its bounty. V'adaratem mehira me'al ha'aretz atov asher Hashem elokei asher Hashem noseim lachem, and we will disappear quickly. We'll be lost quickly from the land that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us. Again, overwhelming psukim on both sides. On the positive side, if we do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks of us, there is so much bracha that is waiting for us. And on the flip side, if we don't comply with the divine directive, unfortunately, the heavens will not produce rain. Ultimately, the earth will not produce its crops. And remember, our ability to reside in Eretz Yisrael is based on our adherence to the covenantal relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Eretz Yisrael is ours, but it's ours as long as we comply with our side of the covenantal agreement. And that is to live a life in accordance with HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Torah, with the growth in spirituality and holiness. The Hashem of HaKadosh sees in that phrase, Va'avaratem mehira. So remember again, Pasha Pshat, Va'avaratem mehira, you will be lost quickly from the land that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you. So on a Pashat level, on a simple level, the Torah is telling us that failure to comply with the requirements of the covenantal relationship will result in an immediate expulsion from the land. But the Rebbe of Hashem HaKadosh says something, there's another lesson in that phrase, Va'avaratem mehira. What does he mean? The Rebbe says, I want to quote you, he says, Tovedu es hamehirus. Sometimes in life you have to dispense with the quickness, right? Va'avaratem, lose mehera, the mehera of life, the quickness, the fast pace of life. What does this mean? He says, hapazizus v'hamahuma, tekavnu ma'asechem emesinus, b'yishav hadas u'b'shalvas hanefesh. So before I translate that phrase, Hashem Kodesh says something amazing. He says, we spend so much of life running around, rushing around. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're over here, we're over there, and we're never fully present in anything that we're doing. You know, there's the famous Maisa of the great Tzaddik Rav Mendel of Rimanov, and the story is told that in the days of Rav Mendel of Rimanov, they began to pave the roads, and the Rebbe said, "Oy, what is going to be now that they paved the roads?" He said, the Rebbe says, used to be a person would travel by day, and then at night you'd have to check into an inn because you couldn't travel at night on an unpaved road. So you check in the inn, you had dinner, you davened Ma'ariv, you talked with friends, you made a l'chaim. Now that they paved the roads, the Rebbe Rimanov said, people are going to be traveling day and night, they'll have no time for anything. Rabbi Dr. Abraham Twersky, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, wrote, can you imagine if the Rebbe Rimanov were alive today? Right, with all of our quote-unquote time-saving devices, we're running here, we're running there, we're doing this, right? You're on a Zoom meeting, and at the same time on the Zoom meeting, you're answering emails, you're balancing your checkbook, you're zelling this one, you're doing that. It's wonderful, right? And in an hour's meeting, I accomplished all these incredible things. But we all know that when you're all over the place all of the time, you're never really doing anything 100%. You're just partially committed and partially successful at a whole bunch of things. The Rebbe says, Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says, the key to life is va'avaratem mehera, to sometimes get rid of the rush. Get rid of the rush. Lose the mehera of life. And what happens when you lose the mehera of life? He says, tekavnu ma'asechem b'mesinos. Be calculated about what you're doing and how you're doing it. B'yishav hadas, inner tranquility, b'shalvas hanefesh, soulful rest. The Rebbe says sometimes less is more. In the frenetic pace of life, we try to get everything done. And so at any given moment, we're focused on 5 different things. Usually, I'm not accomplishing them so well. And not only that, I have no tranquility. I have no rest. I have no yishuv hadas. Says Lashon Tov HaKadosh, Va'avaratem mehira. Try to get rid of the mehira of life. Try to stop running and rushing around to all things all the time. You may think that you're accomplishing less, but what you do accomplish and what you do devote yourself to, you will do better. And at the end of the day, you'll end up with a healthy dose of inner tranquility as well. Va'avaratem mehira. Both in the positive and the negative. 2 profound life messages. Wishing everyone a good Shabbos.